G'day there, welcome to the Victory Channel. My name is Matt Fradd. Over the last 10 years, it's been more than that now I think, I've traveled around the country and internationally speaking to high school students and college students and other people, adults, about the negative impact that pornography has on our lives as consumers, on our relationships, not just our romantic relationships, all of our relationships, and on society as a whole. And I think that there has been this myth that the only reason you would be against porn is because you are religious or something. And this is certainly a lie that pornography companies, the porn industry, and its cronies would like to peddle. And people are against pornography for religious reasons. I am a religious person. I have religious reasons. I have moral qualms with pornography. I think it is intrinsically evil. That is to say, there's never a proper use of it, that it's always detrimental. I do think that. But so many studies have come out that have shown that porn is so bad for us. I wrote a book called The Porn Myth, Exposing the Reality Behind the Fantasy of Pornography. It's a non-religious response to pro-porn arguments. You can listen to it on Audible. You can, if you want to hear some nice English fellow read my book. They wouldn't allow me to read it. Australian accents, not as fancy. Or you can get it on Amazon. There is a ton of research in it, as I say, non-religious. So it'll help educate you about the destructive nature of pornography. And I often find that this is a helpful way to begin the conversation when you're talking to a teenager or a college student, because a lot of people today are skeptical of moral arguments, unfortunately. So to begin with what science is showing, and I think to conclude with a moral assessment can be very helpful. So today I want to take a look at this excellent short article from Fight the New Drug. It's called 10 Fast Facts About the Real Effects of Porn. And this could be something that you could show to a teen, or depending on their maturity, someone younger, to help them realize what porn will do to them if they begin to watch it, or if they continue to watch it. And my hope is that this will incentivize you, if you're somebody who watches pornography, to start taking your porn use seriously. To start implementing, filters and accountability software like Covenant Eyes. So each fact below summarizes relevant research on a specific topic surrounding the effects of watching porn. And as Fight the New Drug always says, consider before consuming. Decades of studies from respected academic institutions have demonstrated significant impacts on porn consumption for individuals, relationships, and society. So each fact that we're going to look at, all 10 facts, summarizes relevant research on a specific topic about this. Number 1, pornography is the third most common form of sex trafficking, according to cases reported to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. That should bother you. Number 2, the majority of young people are exposed to porn by the time they're 13. And again, check out this article if you want all of the relevant footnotes. I would especially encourage those of you in high school or college who are looking to write papers on this, in addition to my book, to check out Fight the New Drug, because all of the claims that they make are backed up and have been meticulously footnoted for your plagiarizing convenience. Here's the third quick fact. 1 out of every 8 porn titles shown to first-time users on popular porn sites' homepage describe acts of sexual violence, according to a 2021 study. Number 4, despite how unrealistic and toxic pornography can be, 1 in 4 young adults list pornography as the most helpful source to learn how to have sex, according to a 2021 study. I mean, that should concern you. Going to porn to learn how to have a fulfilling sex life is like watching Breaking Bad to learn how to run a small business. I mean, not a good source of information. Number 5, 70% of porn consumers who learn about mistreatment and abuse in the porn industry take some form of action to combat it, including changing their porn habits. And this is why whenever I would speak on this topic at high schools, this would always be a significant part of my presentation. I think to help people understand how detrimental porn is, we have to attack it from as many angles as possible. Not just the moral issue, not just the way it affects negatively the brain, not just the way it can lead to erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation, not just the way it destroys marriages, not just the way it warps our sexual tastes, not just the way it is a significant source for sexual traffickers. We have to attack this from as many angles as possible. There are very, I think, brave women out there today who are speaking about how bad the porn industry is, how much abuse they suffered. So we're watching pornography perhaps, and it looks like this particular individual is having a great time. And then they share with you what actually happened to them. And the stories are so horrific that I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing them in a video like this. But again, attacking porn from every angle can really help incentivize people, because different people are incentivized, differently. So it's sad, but I mean, sometimes to appeal to the pain of others is helpful. Sometimes it's just self-interested. It'll shrink your brain. Here's what addiction looks like, and your penis won't work properly if you're in a sexual relationship. Sometimes, stooping to conquer is the way to go about it, and I'm all for it. All right, let's look at the sixth reason. Mainstream porn videos featuring people of color often normalize and fetishize racism by focusing on degrading stereotypes. Number 7, in a study of casually dating adults, 0 women reported that their partner consumed pornography daily or every other day. But in reality, 43% of casually dating men in the study reported this high level of porn consumption. I mean, if this just goes to show, if you want to hide this area of your life from someone that you wish to be intimate with, it is a source of shame, and rightly so. People feel shame about pornography, and then what happens is the porn industry and its cronies and those who want to make you believe that man is just a beast who's incapable of self-control, they're gonna come in and say, well, you're wrong to be ashamed. Porn is totally normal. No, you're right to be ashamed. And what is needed isn't therapy to get rid of your shame. What is needed is right conduct so that shame need not occur. To paraphrase Roger Scruton. Number 8, in a 2016 study, researchers found that 46.9% of respondents reported that over time, they began watching pornography that had previously disinterested or even disgusted them. This is really important to point out, that as we watch pornography, a downgrading occurs in our brain where we don't feel dopamine's effects the way we once did with the porn we once watched, and now we feel the need to watch more shocking or more violent forms of pornography to get the same rush that we did in the beginning. So that's why if people are watching porn regularly, they might say, the stuff I was watching a year ago wouldn't even turn me on today, and the stuff I'm watching today would have horrified me a year ago. It's really serious. Number 9, while many LGBTQ+ youth turn to porn to learn more about their own sexuality, porn often fetishizes, misrepresents, and exploits LGBTQ people in damaging ways. And finally, number 10, research indicates that young people often feel pressured to imitate porn when having sex. So there is so many studies that are out there today that show that porn is bad for us. Sure, you might present this to somebody and they might say, I don't care. But I kind of think people have a right to know. If they're engaging in a behavior that's damaging them, we should tell them about it. And, sometimes I do think the soft sell approach works better than the hard sell. Now, if it's my children, it's going to be much more of a hard sell. This will damage you, is absolutely unacceptable. If you fall to this, please tell me. I love you, I'll be sympathetic, and I will help you. So the hard sell is appropriate at times, but sometimes when you're trying to win over somebody who doesn't like being told what to do, and I think most of us don't like being told what to do because of our own pride, saying something like, look, just consider the facts, man, because I love you and you can do what you want, all right? I'm not telling you that you can't do what you want. Of course you can do what you want, but people often do things that destroy them. People often do things that are harmful to them and others, and I want better for you. And after all, this is what love means. Love is perhaps one of the most abused words in the English language. Love means willing the good of the other and doing what you can to bring it about. It doesn't mean telling people do what makes you happy. That's a stupid thing to say, because we're idiots, and often what we think makes us happy makes us miserable. I agree we should do what makes us happy, but what that is acting virtuously. When we act viciously, we become sadder, more dependent, more addicted, more hopeless, less the sorts of people that God would have us be. God bless you. I'm Matt Fradd. This is the Victory Channel. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought, maybe what fact most surprised you, and do us a favor and subscribe. Thanks.